All right, let's talk about, yes, I'm making another one of these. The Packers what went wrong with the Packers offense videos, but I mean, this was a shocker, right? We felt like this was a get-right game for the offense, playing the worst defense in football. They couldn't get much going in this one as well. They moved the ball okay at times, but were not able to, really struggled in the red zone, especially at the goal line. Let's just talk about it. Let's talk about what went wrong. Once again, are the Packers dead? I'll bring that up at the end of the video, so let's just get into it. Let's start off with this play. We're going to start off with the first interception, because I didn't think the first interception was really that bad. I thought this was kind of one of those fluky plays that went against Rodgers. Okay, it happens. Watch, Rodgers is going to run a play action. He tries to hit the quick slant over the middle to, I believe that was Lazard, ends up hitting off of a defensive player's helmet, popping up in the air, and gets intercepted. That's just one of those, you have to get rid of the football quick. You're not going to be able to see everything at every moment. It, kind of didn't work out for the Packers, certainly. I'm not going to panic about that play. If it happened in any other game, I might not even put it in a video. However, let's move on to this one now. To me, this one was on Rodgers. People were blaming it on the play call itself, and maybe you could put some blame there. I actually kind of like this play call. So the way this play call is it's going to be a rollout to the offense's right. It's a 4th down and goal, so they saved this play for a big moment. It's 4th down. They want to make sure they can get 7 here. Watch how Rodgers is going to run this play. He is going to, doesn't get too far outside the pocket here because there's pressure right away. But as you see here, you have David Bakhtiari, who you might be wondering, well, what does that have to do with anything? He was an eligible receiver on this play. They had an extra offensive lineman, which means you can have one of them be an eligible wide receiver. You can also see he is about to get wide open. I mean, the reality is, if they just had an extra second, just like one extra second for this play, it can develop, and there's probably a wide open David Bakhtiari for an easy touchdown. That's how close they were. But hey, that's where pressure comes in. That's why you get guys who can rush the quarterback, is because these kind of situations happen. So for Rodgers, he's kind of throwing off his back foot, and he has to make the throw now. But the reality is, this is just going to be massively underthrown. I mean, look, as you see, Bakhtiari would have had to basically dive forward to try to end up making that grab. And Hutchinson was able to get the interception. It's not really, a cool play by Hutchinson, sure. It's not the most impressive of plays. It was really just a tough situation, but I think Rodgers just underthrew it. I really do. Yes, it's tough, right? You don't want to overthrow it, make David Bakhtiari have to make a jumping catch. Like, that obviously is, something you don't want to make him do. You want to make it easy on him. But at the end of the day, you can't underthrow it by that much. So yeah, I put blame on Rodgers for that. And me, I'm usually very, I haven't been giving Rodgers much blame this season. I don't think that a lot of the stuff is because of his play at all. But in my opinion, yeah, I put the blame on him for this one. I do. Now let's go over to this play. So who's to blame for the third interception? That would be, not a goal line interception technically, because they were at the 22-yard line, but it's going to be intercepted at around the goal line. So similar idea. The way the play call works, again, it's one of those on paper. I don't dislike this whatsoever. It makes sense to me. It's a man coverage play, and you have a tight end who's going to be running over the middle. Can be a route where you can kind of box out the defensive player and potentially get open. Rodgers takes a snap. Rodgers is going to look in that direction. He's going to fire in that direction, but you see the defensive back has jumped in front of Rodgers' tight end now at this point, making it a tough situation. Robert Tonyan is the defensive back here. And honestly, this angle doesn't really give us a great look at it, so I'll cut to the other one. Look, right here, that's where Tonyan is. That's the, the player who is going to be trying to make this play for Detroit. That player's name is Kirby Joseph, who this was his second interception of the day. He's been a, good player for the Lions. He's a rookie. And you see where he is on the field. Watch him sort of jump in front of this. And I do think you would like to see Tonyan, notice that. Like, you got to make the catch too. Like, you can figure that out. I don't know. Maybe Rodgers shouldn't have made that throw. But again, sometimes a defender makes a good play. To me, actually, the way I view these 3 interceptions is, in my opinion, the first was a fluky interception. It happens. The second was an underthrow from Rodgers, and the third was a good defensive play. I think everyone always puts interceptions either as luck or as good or bad offense, but sometimes it's good defense, and I think that's what happened here. Let's go over here now. I mean, this was a huge play in the football game because it's still 0-0 at this point. You're just outside of field goal range, so actually, you're maybe still in field goal range because you are in a dome here. So it's a long field goal. You could kick the field goal, but I like going for it. You know me. I always love aggressive play calling. I think that's what the numbers like. That's what I like. Especially one at this spot, the Packers have been moving the ball pretty effectively at this point. So anyways, it's Allen Lazard with a one-on-one matchup on the outside. They've really struggled at hitting these routes, right? That's kind of the main thing we've talked about is how much they've struggled here. But Lazard has done okay in these situations. He's not a number one wide receiver, but he's been their best at doing this. Yes, you would love a Davante Adams. They don't have a Davante Adams. This is what they have. Rodgers takes the snap. Rodgers is going to look in that direction. There's a bit of a window. Again, it's not a terrible situation. It isn't. Rodgers' throw was actually a great one. Lazard just wasn't able to quite hang on to the ball there. It was ruled a catch initially, but got overturned on a 4th down and 3, and that was a huge swing in the football game. So, again, it's like, man, all these things going wrong. A couple of these things go the other way, and the Packers are easily winning throughout the entire game, and nobody's even really paying attention to this stuff. We did start to see, again, I feel like this is a common thing now at this point for the Packers, is they start off slow and then start to see flashes as the game goes on. And, sometimes it's enough to get them to win. Sometimes it isn't. Well, this is a situation where I just felt like, you're starting to get stuff happening finally. This play, it's going to be a play action play. Watch as you see Rodgers run the play action. You're able to get a one-on-one matchup. The safety kind of cheated over to the other side. So you have a one-on-one matchup. And it does feel like you still see some beautiful plays from Rodgers and from this Packers offense. I mean, look at this. That's just a beautiful throw from Rodgers. And this kind of stuff, Lazard was able to get just open enough. It was a great play call for the play action at that time to get it open. So good stuff from LaFleur. You still do see the flashes that make you remember, oh yeah, this is why LaFleur was, still is considered one of the best coaches currently in the NFL and an offensive genius. This is why Rodgers won back-to-back MVPs. It just feels like it's just hard for them right now. So yeah, I mean, the reality is, I think the Packers are dead. I do. I don't see them coming back from this. I mean, I guess there's a chance they could squeak into a wild card. They're not officially dead, right? There is a chance they could squeak into the wild card round. There is a chance that can happen. So you're not, officially dead. But I mean, if you can't score points against this Lions team that's giving up points to seemingly everybody, I just don't know where you go from here. To me, it feels like this is a great case study in how you can have a lot of really talented players, but if you don't work on that receiving core in today's NFL, you're going to be in trouble, and I think that's why they're in so much trouble. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching. Now again, is there a fix? Sure, there could be a fix. I talked about maybe putting Christian Watson on the outside, having him run more go routes. Potentially that could be a save for this season. There is still the Odell Beckham Jr. question. I think that could be a save for this season. But to me, that is how I view this season right now for the Packers. They are desperately in need of saving. They need something to go their way because right now, it's just not looking good.